Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of the SmacktalkShow, where the host holds just as many records as the show itself, which is 0. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about sports, and more specifically, records within sports. As usual, I'm Fabian, and with me today, as usual, is Bart.
Good day.
Good day to you, sir. So, what shall we start with?
Well, let's start with what I consider our favorite sport, besides handball
Yeah, besides handball, one of our favorite sports,
and basketball.
basketball.
Yeah, and the
Beautiful
NBA.
sport. A beautiful sport, and the NBA. So, the first is the most consecutive NBA titles, which the Boston Celtics hold with 8.
8 NBA titles in a row. That's
Yeah,
8 years.
that's
great.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But we should also keep in mind that Bill Russell is the person who holds the most championship rings. He has 11 titles in his only 13 long year career.
Yeah,
That's
but
pretty impressive.
But that's not 8 titles in a row, though.
No, but he was on that team.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
That is,
That's
of
great
course,
as well.
very, very impressive.
Yeah. For a team to manage to do that for 8 years.
Yeah.
They switch players, yet they win.
Yeah, like
It
for a
works.
team to win 8 years in a row with a team, because every year they have like some new team.
Yeah, they
Of course,
draft and
Yeah, and of course some core players stay, but then of course some core players can leave. And it's impressive for them to have that level of play for 8 consecutive years.
Yeah, so was it the players or the trainer? We shall never know.
Maybe we could know somehow. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was a mix of both.
Yeah, let's not draw any conclusions here.
No. But if we're gonna talk like major profiles within the sport of basketball, who is there to be named?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, Will
The
Chamberlain,
legend.
you magnificent man.
In the
Perfect.
NBA.
So, just to like start off with one of his records, he had 100 field goals or points in a single game, which is really, really impressive.
Yeah, and if you compare that to the legends today, like LeBron James,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, when he played, their records were like 60 points, 60, 70
Yeah.
points.
And if you think about Kobe, he is the guy who came closest with 91.
Yeah.
That was a very, very impressive game, but having 100 points in a single game. And that was before they made the 3-point line. No, so he don't shoot any 3-pointers. That was just... And Kobe had the 3-pointer with him.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
to have 91 points, but that Will Chamberlain did not, which makes it even more impressive.
Yeah.
But that is just one of Will Chamberlain's records. Bart, please
Yes,
tell me more.
plenty more. Well, he holds the most rebounds in a game
Yeah,
with 55. 55 rebounds.
55 rebounds. I'm just like, the team that he was against, how bad were they?
How short were they?
How short are they? What happens to his teammates? Did he grab all the rebounds?
Yeah, didn't in the same thing with the 100-point game. Did his team do? Just stay there and pass him?
I guess.
They had
was-
their
he-
MVP.
He was so OP that he just had, pass Will the ball, he will score.
Yeah.
No problem. And coming back to that point, since, they just passed him the ball, he also averaged the most minutes per game in one season, which is 48.5 minutes a game.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If he scores 100 points a game,
Yeah.
who would switch him up? Who would put him on the bench? Actually,
Exactly. He was so overclassed. He
Yeah.
was so much better than everybody else.
he was like the leader in this team. He sat on the bench when he wanted to.
Yeah. Coach, I need to rest for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No, please, can you play? Will, can you play some more? But no.
Nope,
Okay.
I'm done.
I can at least imagine the coach had no control over him. He was like, run play for me. He's like, okay. Okay.
Which switch up? Nope.
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 No.
I'm up at 80 points. Let's go for the 100. Let's go.
And just imagine that feeling of you scoring 100 points in a single game.
And knowing that record will probably never be broken.
Yeah.
Even
It was close with Kobe. But
Yeah, even if Kobe was close, but still.
No, but no one can even
You can't.
Since he didn't have the 3-point
Yeah,
line.
exactly. You can't compare it.
No, you can't compare it because someone can get like 101 points. But what if they made like 23 pointers or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he has the most field goals. That's just easy math. But Will Chamberlain, he was one heck of a player. I mean, one season he averaged 50.4 points per game. Like, sure, it's impressive to get 100 points a game.
One game in the
But averaging 50 points a game for an entire season,
that's just maniac.
that's ridiculous, really.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the players right now, like the best of the best in the league right now, they average around like between 25 to 30 points a game. And that's still impressive. That's still impressive.
Yeah.
But he averaged 50 points per game. That is so cool.
Stop. You just gotta think about it. Was he such a god, or were his opponents just shit?
Well, that is a good thought.
Yeah, I would say that he's a god.
That's a TFK question.
Yeah.
TFK, theory of knowledge.
You see?
Yeah, this is but were he just so good? Just imagine, put him in the league now. Would he be as dominant?
We will never know.
Well, because the game was more physical back then.
Yeah, the game has changed drastically
the game
through the years.
The game is so changed. And I just want to point out a record that was broken. I think it was yesterday. LeBron James is the first player in NBA history to get 27,000 points, 7,000 rebounds, and 7,000 assists. That just proves he lives up to his nickname.
Yeah,
he's the king. He's just an awesome player, and I wish I could be like him. Life would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why would you want to be like him?
Because he's a good basketball player.
Okay, that's why. Okay, he's long. Okay. Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah, he's tall.
I'm short. Kind of. I'm average. I'm average height.
Yeah. So, are we finished with basketball?
I think we are.
Yeah, there are so many records. We can't go through them all, and we wanted to change it up a bit.
Yeah.
Have different sports. So let's move on to football.
The original football.
Yeah, not the American football.
Not hand egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that stupid sport.
Yeah, soccer, if you may.
No, not soccer. Football.
Yeah, but
football is the name.
Yeah, but what about our?
Our American viewers, they need to understand.
Yeah, they won't get it either way. So
Americans, what you call soccer.
That's what I mean.
So let's start with a
legend.
A legend, yeah, a football legend. Pelé. He has the most hat-tricks
in one career.
In his whole career. 92 hat-tricks. 92 games with 3 goals in each.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
He was such a good player.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like him as well.
Now where both LeBron and Pelé have something in common. Okay, but it's not the sport.
No, LeBron is from States and Pelé is from Brazil.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But let's go from one goal scorer to another.
Some question it, some people don't question it, that this man is the best football player today. Lionel Messi. And
those of you who are offended and say that Cristiano Ronaldo is the best football player,
well, go F yourselves.
Well,
in my
well, Bart thinks that Leo Messi is the best football player right now. I actually think Ronaldo.
I would say Messi, because Ronaldo, when he plays, the goals that he scores has been brought up by his teammate. His teammates make it happen. When it comes to Messi is more a team player. He gives, he assists, and when he scores, he does some crazy dribblings.
But I'm not gonna deny it. He is an excellent football player. Yeah. He has everything.
They are two different players, so it's hard to compare it.
Yeah,
and they have two different teams. I mean, if you put Messi in, I don't know, some Swedish team,
like the best Swedish team ever, like AIK.
And now you're just full of it. No, but if you put him in a Swedish team, I bet that he wouldn't be as great, or he would shine even more because his opponents would be worse.
Exactly, but
it depends how you see it.
Of course, both Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, they're great players,
but
they become even greater because of their teammates.
Exactly.
Anyway, the record that Lionel Messi has is that he has the most goals in a calendar year. And he did...
It in 2012.
He did... Was it 91 goals? 91 goals in a calendar year. Yeah. That is actually really ridiculous as well. Like, and that is through like La Liga, Champions League, like the Spanish Cup. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but still 91 games in a calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
That is good. That is really good. But we can't talk about football without mentioning the God.
The God, my favorite player today, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's a god.
I love him.
He's a legend.
I love his attitude, his movements.
You wish you were Zlatan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have his physics, so yeah.
No, you don't. You don't.
I do.
You have his confidence,
Definitely.
which is not good.
Both his confidence and his physics. I just don't have the skills.
Let's not go into details.
I don't have the nose, so let's say.
You do have the nose.
No. Okay, let's move on to the record.
Yeah, what records does he have?
Well, as we all know, or should know, Zlatan is not connected to one team.
No.
He goes around every 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Why stay in one place and get bored?
Why dominate one league when you can dominate them all?
Yeah, why not win every
Except
league?
for Champions League. He's never gonna win Champions League. Which is sad.
Yeah, it's sad. No, but Zlatan is the only player to score with 6 different teams in Champions League.
That is really impressive.
Yeah, and now he's in Manchester and plays in the Europe League.
Yeah,
shit.
Manchester United, they're not that good right now. They should be good.
They should be good with the players they have, but something doesn't add up. And I guess it's because they have too many alpha males, so to say, in the team.
Yeah, they have very many like strong individuals, like very opinionated players.
Exactly.
And I guess
you can't have it. You should have one clear leader, which is Zlatan, and then the rest
Rooney.
conform.
Yeah.
No, not Rooney. Rooney ain't as aggressive as Zlatan. So.
No, but he is a great player.
Yeah, he's a great player, of course. But I mean, attitude and everything. You can't have a leader which is kind to everyone.
No, and he needs to have authority.
Yeah,
Zlatan has authority. It doesn't matter where he go. He has authority. But one record that Zlatan does have as well, which I think is really impressive, is that he has scored in every single minute of a game.
Yeah.
That does not mean that he scored 90 games.
90 goals in a game. No, it means that he has, in every minute of a football game,
yeah,
at some point he has scored in every minute of it.
Yeah.
In the first minute, second minute, third minute, fourth, and so on until the 90th minute.
But
even 94.
Even he's not the only player who's done this though. Cristiano Ronaldo has done this as well.
Yeah.
That's equally impressive. But since Zlatan is a god, it's more impressive.
Yeah, because Zlatan has that extra touch of it.
Yes, Zlatan is Zlatan. I mean, you know.
Zlatan is Zlatan.
But I guess we can't talk about records without mentioning the Olympic Games.
Yeah, why not?
Let's start off with a swimmer.
A swimmer, the swimmer.
The swimmer. Michael Phelps.
Which holds... He actually got 18 gold medals in 3 Olympics. 3 straight Olympics.
I mean, you think about 18 gold medals. That's impressive. He has silver medals. He has bronze medals as well.
Yeah, he averaged 6 gold medals per Olympic.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that is a period of 12 years. He has been the top of the top for 12 years straight. And if that isn't impressive, I don't know what is. I sense I'm saying impressive like way too much this episode, but it's fantastic. It's awesome. It's great. It's
we had a lot of records to go through, but we chose the ones we thought were the most impressive. So to say.
Yeah, like the records we remember.
Yeah,
like the Olympians we remember.
Yeah.
And I guess we can't talk about the Olympics without mentioning like the
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, the Usain Bolt.
The only.
Usain Bolt, the one and only. He is, of course, from Jamaica. A very, very fast fellow. What records does he have now again?
He holds 3 records in Olympics.
Yeah, right.
He holds the 100 meters sprint, 200 meters, and the third one I can't.
The third one is
I don't remember the third.
the Jamaican team. You know, what is it?
Wow, we both have it on the tongue.
We can't remember the name of it. But it's when four people run and they switch. Anyway, he has 2 individual records and 1 team record.
Yeah.
And that is, of course, very, very impressive.
Yeah.
But if we look on the women's side of the Olympics...
because we've only mentioned men's records so far. So let's move on to the women's records.
Of course, and here it is actually the same when it comes to running. Florence Griffith Joyner, she holds the records in 100 meter and 200 meters as well. Yeah. Which is how it should be.
Yeah, and when we think of Usain Bolt, we think of a real Bolt. We think of a man so fast, nothing could catch up with him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and here we have a woman who is, when it comes to 100 meters, just 0.99 seconds slower than Usain Bolt.
Which is not much at all.
No, that's almost exactly 1 second.
Yeah.
It depends how you see it. Either it's a lot, if you're like a real critic.
Yeah.
Or it's nothing.
Yeah.
If you ask everyone else. Almost nothing.
If you compare that to us, we would not be able to run 100 meters in 10 seconds. That is just not something that we will do. But then again, she also holds the records in 200 meters. 200 meters, yeah. As we said. And that record is on 21.34 seconds.
Whereas Usain Bolt ran his record for 200 meters is 19.30 seconds.
Yeah, so basically she ran
2.04 seconds slower than him.
Yeah. But it's still really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like Usain Bolt, he runs 100 meters 1 second faster than she does.
Yeah, and Usain Bolt, his records are recent. Whereas Florence Griffith Joyner, she set both her 100 meter and 200 meters record in 1988 in the Olympics.
Yeah, in Seoul.
Since 1988 has no woman ran faster than her.
And that makes it like even more impressive.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that record.
That just shows she ran before Usain Bolt.
Yeah, she's probably faster than like most of the men who's ever competed in the Olympics. Yeah. And that record is like still alive after almost 30 years. It's 28 years or something. That is really good. Like the records that hold for a long time, they're like greater than.
They're more impressive.
Sure, you can have like a world record last year. You would still be like you would be the best ever. But if someone comes and cracks your record like this year,
the year after,
like sure you did something. But if a record like stays alive for 30 years,
that just show how
dominant you are.
Yeah, exactly. How much better you are than everyone else.
Yeah. But did we have something more to talk about?
Well, we should have had more records for the women, but the internet is so biased, and we couldn't find many more. Yeah, exactly. When we searched for the Olympics, we only found on the Wikipedia, nowhere else. That was all we had to say.
That's all we had for episode 10. Thank you for listening, and we shall be back next time.
Yeah, and good luck with your own records.
Goodbye.
Bye.